Subscribe.
Okay, let me look at the camera. Let's try that again. 1, 2, 3, go.
Subscribe.
So let's talk about skincare today. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, my name is Nyake and I'm passionate about all things skincare, hair care, and love. So today I wanted to revisit some of my old videos that I've shared both here and on IGTV because I want to start a new series where I revisit my old videos and I technically review them and correct any past mistakes that there might be there, because if there's something that constantly changes in my skin, in my lifestyle, is really my skincare routine. I have started to read a lot more about skin and learn about ingredients and stuff like that. So these videos are very much needed. Now I thought we would start from a very chill space, and that is start with technically corrections in my method. So in today's video I'm going to be reacting to a old video of mine where which I shared on my IGTV, where I was getting ready for bed. So let's get into it. So a bit of some context before this we watch the skin routine. I was in Mombasa, and Mombasa is hot and humid. It's a coastal city, so it's hot and humid. And this day I was shooting. I was shooting in the house. I was shooting this particular video, this one, that you should go check out after you watch this one. And it was just at the end of the day. I don't remember whether I don't think sunscreen was in my routine at this point, which we're going to talk about in other videos that you're going to see. But this was at the end of the day, and so this was how I was preparing to go to bed. Oh, I'm using my phone, so if you see me looking down, that's my phone, but I'm going to put it here for you guys to be able to see it. So we had some makeup on today. We were shooting. I've got remedial of it and it's super shiny now. Yeah. So we are gonna take it off real quick, and I'm gonna show you the process today. Yeah. So of course first you want to put your hair away because it's gonna be a messy affair. So yeah, yay for putting your hair away. I still actually do that. So yeah, that's kind of cool. I was using oil to remove my makeup. So that particular oil that you see me using at this point was olive oil that had a little bit of peppermint in it. Now that intention of that particular oil was for my scalp massages. So I guess literally just grabbed onto any oil. Now the problem with that is, okay, well, first, according to chemistry, like these oils and a lot of the makeup that we wear is primarily oil based, because that's how it's able to stay on our skin for that long. So I was using oil to remove oil, which is a good thing. Now, what you will notice is that I was squinting a little bit because the peppermint was irritating my eyes. It got a little bit of a minty feel, and that minty feel is not particularly nice and exciting to your eyes. So that wasn't a really good idea. So currently, to remove my makeup, yes, I still do oil cleansing. In fact, I adopt a double cleansing method both here and right now what I'm doing, but I have since switched to products that I'm going to show you. But I just wanted to say that if you're using an oil, try as much as possible not to have an essential oil in there, because some essential oils, well, technically essential oils are fragrances, and fragrances have been shown to be quite irritating to the skin. Not, it doesn't happen to everyone, but you're better erring in the side of caution, especially when it comes to removing your makeup, so that you can effectively remove things like even your eye makeup. So just using a normal organic oil is fine, but I still don't use it right now. I have since switched to makeup removing oils and balms, which I find do the job much better. What I used to do to remove my oils was to soak a cotton, or to spray some micellar water to a cotton pad and then physically wipe off the oil. Now, there are two things that are particularly problematic about this. Number one is the fact that I never used to put enough micellar water. So if you use micellar water as opposed to oils to remove your makeup, you really need to soak the cotton round. Okay, it would be nice if your cotton round was reusable. I still haven't gotten there yet, but you really need to soak your cotton round so that the process of physically wiping off makeup or wiping off oil that you've used to remove your makeup is very seamless and doesn't end up irritating your skin. And number two, I was wiping off the makeup. So I have since found that wiping the makeup off is not the best for me, especially because every time I do that, either with a wipe or a cotton round, my skin would feel so sore because I really had to tug and move and remove. Maybe it is the process that was wrong, but I really just threw it all out together. And instead, nowadays I use makeup removing balms. I use the Hamish balm. This is the one I'm currently using, but I've also used the Yves Rocher pure cleansing micellar oil that I have shared before in the channel, and they do such a good job in removing oil. So how they're formulated is it's an oil formulation, but it is, I think, emulsified with water. So at the end of removing and physically just melting off your makeup, you then wet your hands with water and rinse it off, and it does well as a cleanser as well. But I don't only just do that. The second step I do, and which I would also tell you guys to do, is to physically cleanse, which we're about to see as the next step. So again, because I felt like my makeup wasn't fully off and I could see on my wipe that in my cotton round that it wasn't, I decided to go in with an oil again, but this time because I felt the irritation on my eyes, I picked coconut oil instead, which is also an excellent makeup remover stroke double cleansing oil if it agrees with your skin, and it does the same job as olive oil or whatever oil you choose to use. But remember, for some of us at least, leaving it on your skin isn't necessarily the best thing. After that, you need to remove it and cleanse it off with an actual water cleanser. So I went in with a water cleanser, and this is the so I went in with the water cleanser, and this is the Art Naturals face wash. I think it was the clarifying face wash that, yeah, clarifying face wash for acne prone skin. So, or suitable for acne prone skin. I really loved this product, especially the formulation. It has really helpful acids like lauric acid, which are really good for your skin and repairing your skin barrier, which is something we're going to talk about later. But it has really helpful acids, and it's also, I think, helped the fact that it didn't have necessarily the harsh cleansers. Not that there's anything wrong with it, but my skin at that point, of course, just needed everything to be gentle. So it's a cleanser that I still use, and I don't necessarily have a problem with that yet. So I patted down my skin dry with a face cloth. Now, it's something I still do. What I have changed about using a face cloth is that I only use them literally one cloth one day. That's what it has come to, because sometimes I wash my face in the morning if I work out, or if I don't necessarily wash my face in the morning. So I use one cloth in one day, and that's what it has come to. So from what I've read, towels can be a really good home for bacteria that's not necessarily good for your skin, and they can store harmful bacteria in there because of the moisture that you leave in them. So you're better off just, so the idea technically was to use things that are disposable, so that when you dry your face once, that's it, and then you know you can throw. And initially I used to use kitchen towels, but then face towels, I have found that they do an excellent job as well, and the difference is I can keep reusing them, which is at least better for the environment. Just my little small contribution. Not that I'm perfect, but a little small contribution. So I use one towel one day, and I have since upheld that. I have enough towels for every single day, so that works. So the next step, of course, is toner, which I still use. I have recently found that toners may not necessarily be as important as we think they are, but because I have seen many skin routines, especially by dermatologists, that omit this step totally and completely, but they are particularly good as your first step of restoring moisture to your skin, because they help rebalance the skin from the mostly basic cleansers that we've used on our faces. So this particular toner is the Avalon Organics Vitamin C toner. There's something I want to say about vitamin C. It's usually unstable a lot of times, right? So people try and formulate. It's one of those products that a lot of people in the skincare community really say that they are very, like, if you're buying a vitamin C product, you're probably being hogwashed. I'm yet to read about that, but I know for a fact that if your product says vitamin C and it's in a clear bottle, there's probably no vitamin C left, because vitamin C is sun sensitive and it does break down in the presence of sun. So if at all you're taking anything that calls itself vitamin C, it needs to be at least in a tinted or opaque bottle to preserve its potency in whatever state it's been put in. So next I went in with the retinol serum. Now, there are two particular mistakes that I did in this video. Number one is removing, so when you have a dropper bottle, I wish I had an empty one, I would have shown you. Okay, I do. Let me just get it. So I was saying there are two basic mistakes that I did when I was applying this retinol serum. Now, number one, I did not wait for enough time between the toner and the serum. Now, the thing about having something that has an active in it and an active ingredient like vitamin C or the acids is that they can kind of interact or react and reduce their potency and reduce the effectiveness of each product, if that makes sense, right? So your skin takes about 30 minutes to go back to its pH from whatever product that you put in, okay? So a toner usually technically does that point faster. So you'll realize I used a toner that has an active, and the active was supposedly vitamin C. I'm not sure about the efficacy of it as yet, but it was vitamin C at the time, right? And then I came in with a retinol barely, it was 2.5%. Yeah, barely, I guess 5 minutes. This, of course, the video is very fast forwarded, but it was barely 5 minutes. Like, I didn't let it sit for enough times. Now, I have learned that, so it's either you use products that are like in kind, or in between application of products, you need to wait at least 30 minutes for you to reapply another product. So for instance, my serum had a retinol in it, and I wanted to get the benefits from the retinol, right? So I should have waited at least maybe 25-30 minutes for it to just sit and dry and my skin to come back to its original pH, or to its, you know, normal standard pH, for me then to put a retinol for it to absorb efficiently and work efficiently as is. So there are many sort of there are many stories around skin pH and stuff, and of course this is bound to change with more research and stuff, but so far what I choose to do, or what I have learned so far, is that I need to space out the product or just use like for like. I talked about rearranging how I use my products in this video here, where I showed you how I have now come to reorganize how I use my product so that I can get the maximum benefits from it, and so far it's working and I am happy about that. Then the next problem that was with this is how I handled the dropper. Now, a lot of these products, especially serums and stuff, of course have preservatives which are supposed to prevent this. But let's just talk worst case scenario or best practices. Best case practices. So when you are applying a serum, you're better off either just applying the drops on your finger and applying, or just dropping away from your face, because when this dropper comes into contact with your skin, it picks bacteria from your skin that naturally live there and introduces bacteria to a product that otherwise did not have bacteria. And what can happen is that it can reduce both the potency and longevity of your product, because you keep picking and transferring bacteria from your face to the product, and that can technically affect its potency, I think. So best practices really, I don't think, but best practices really is to either just drop it on your finger like this and then return, and or if you want to be fancy schmancy YouTube, you just drop without it coming into contact with your skin. Okay. The next step is not necessarily a mistake per se, but just acknowledging the fact that we don't all need moisture in the same way. And it's something that I have learned and something that I would like to throw it back to you to read a little bit more about. We all don't need moisture in the same way. In fact, it's argued in some circles that you probably some skin types don't necessarily need moisturizer. Like after you put serum, the serum is enough to really just moisturize your skin, but you don't necessarily need moisturizer. I have come to now listen to my skin depending. So there's some nights I apply a moisturizer because I feel like maybe my skin is too dry, or sometimes I'm like, yeah, that treatment was too intense for my skin. I just need to soothe it a little bit. And these days I don't. I just feel like my serum is enough, and it's still fine in the morning, really. Of course, always moisturize your lips. Moisturize your lips, always. A good moisturizer for the lips is actually Vaseline. I like the green one, the aloe version of the jelly. It's really, really, really good. But just any petroleum jelly will be fine. It's like just soft lips they're it. So I decided to go in with a sleeping mask on this one. And I honestly don't know. I think I just wanted to try, but I feel like at this point maybe it could have been over moisture in my opinion, because well, I think I know why I did, because after tagging my skin like that, I felt like my skin needed some sort of some sort of soothing benefit. So I did apply this sleeping mask. This is the Dr. C Tuna Calendula oil. Moisturizing mask. It's okay, I guess. I don't have anything to necessarily write home about, but you do wake up in the morning feeling really, really warm and nice about it. So there's not really much to pick out yet, but I hope the few pointers that I've given you in this video are going to help you in your skincare routine. Definitely tell me what are some of the skincare sins that you used to make that you don't make right now anymore. So do leave a comment below telling me what are some of the skincare mistakes, or what are some of the lessons that you've learned from me reviewing my skincare mistakes. And I'm going to see you guys in the next episode of revisiting our old skincare routines. For now, it's a bye from me, and I'll see you later. Bye.